Richard Johnson, we're here at Lord's. We've just finished a 3-day game against Sussex. Once again, it was a nail-biting game, but we've come out on the right side of it.
Yeah, it's been a good 3 games. Obviously, all have been very tight. I think, look, for this game, the great thing from our point of view, we talked about at the start of the game about starting better and adapting to conditions. And people might, from the outside, look at 169 all out as not starting the game well. But from our point of view, we felt that wicket, the amount it did, under lights again, on a green seamer, we felt around 170, 180 was a pass score. So we were happy with that first innings. And the way our bowlers backed it up first innings showed that it was a pass score. And then we know that we can fight third and fourth innings. We've shown that in the past. So to get that sort of lead on this wicket, we were confident of defending that on this day, on the 3rd day.
I mean, when we spoke prior to this game earlier this week, you did say you were really looking to focus on the first innings, but it's damn hard to do that if you're playing on a wicket that's green and is doing plenty. I've just seen David's end of play media, and he was fairly critical of the wicket. You can only score runs on a wicket that's flat. Down in Bristol next week, we're hopefully going to be playing on a flatter deck. Gloucester has scored 400 on it today. Does that change the approach to the game?
Maybe, yeah, absolutely. I think it's more about the mental attitude of how you adapt to the conditions. We knew it was going to be green. We knew it was going to be overcast. We knew the lights were going to come on. So the attitude of trying to dominate the bowler in those conditions just isn't the right option. And if you look at the game stats, I think we batted for 150 overs compared to their 90. So to me, that showed that we showed more aptitude, more application, more determination to stay in longer and put our attacking instincts away. And that's what we asked for at the start of the game, and that's what we got. Now, going to Bristol, what you ask for is to adapt to the conditions. If it's a flatter wicket, more shots can come out, the scoring rate can be up a little bit, but it's still about getting at least a pass score and going beyond first innings.
You talked about time spent at the crease. It's easy to look at Owen's first innings and say, well, he scored 6 runs. Took 74 balls, I think, to score it. What's much more important than the basic figures is the time he spent at the crease, because all the while he's using up balls, taking time, Max is going at the other end, and we're building partnerships. That knock for Morgan, for me, was unbelievable.
Absolutely, and we highlighted it in the team meeting afterwards. Might not have been a massive score, but the time spent at the crease, England's one-day captain showing an attitude and aptitude to want to bat long periods of time. As you say, combination with Max, but also bowlers get into their second spells, their third spells. Suddenly your Fullers and your Harrises and your Rainers can then cash in later on down in the innings because bowlers are more tired and the ball's older, the ball's doing less. So there's lots of pluses to batting longer, obviously. Yep. And I think just because it's 169, you need to take that out of the equation. You've got to look at the conditions we had to bat in. Yep. And we're doing that quite a lot at the moment. We're batting in tough conditions, the ball's moving. Everyone keeps saying we haven't got many batting points. You know, why? Well, one of the reasons is that. And the other reason is you have to adapt to that. You know, the bowler is allowed to be on top, the bowler is allowed to dominate at times, and you as a batter sometimes have to allow that to happen and make sure you're there, because ultimately you dominating the bowler is getting 50 to 100 runs. That's you dominating the bowler.
Yeah, Johnny, you're in this role in an interim capacity. It would be very easy and very excusable for you to make safe decisions. I know you don't see it as a gamble because you've backed youth, but you must be delighted that you've supported Ethan and backed him. And someone like Ethan at the age of 19, 20 has just come in and hit the straps and has played a real key part in both of our last 2 wins. Yeah,
as you say, I don't see it as a gamble. I'm lucky enough to have been involved, obviously, with the second team for a long time. I've got Alan Coleman as my assistant, who has obviously been with the academy and the second team for a long time. And you know the players in the second team that can transfer their skills into the first team, and if you know that, then to me it's not a gamble. And what Ethan's done is no surprise, and actually he can bowl better than that. He's got to get over the nerves of playing first class cricket. He's got to get over the fact that he's playing at Lord's with the slope, which is difficult. It's difficult to adjust. So you're already seeing performances, but performances that can improve week in, week out. And I think that's an advantage that we have, that we trust our youngsters. Robbie White in the last game came in and did a great job at Northampton. Top scored, I think, in the first innings, kept beautifully. You know, so adding depth to your squad and making sure that everybody knows there's someone competing for a place just steps everything up a little bit. You know, the intensity that people have to play under, knowing that there's people breathing down the neck, adds a bit more to the squad.
Jono, again, when we spoke last week prior to this game, you talked about the importance of focusing on every session, every day, every game, one at a time, and accumulatively getting nearer to the end of the season. We keep doing all the right things, and we're going to get closer, and we're going to be in the mix. We've stolen key points off Sussex today. If we go down to Gloucester and don't perform, all this good work is behind us. Is any pressure being felt at all by the lads in the dressing room, or is it very much still focusing on each game at a time?
It's a challenge, isn't it? The challenge is to compete in every session. The challenge is to compete every day, and if you do that, you have a chance of winning games of cricket. And if you take it to the fourth innings and you have a chance of winning, then it can go one or two ways. So at the moment we're coming out on the right side from precarious positions. Yep. I don't think there's any added pressure. I think you go to Bristol with the same mentality. You know, the pressure comes when you get down maybe to the last one or two games, and you know the amount of points you need, you know the amount of results you need. At the moment, we're still behind the eight ball. We're still catching up. So for us, it's still a case of session by session, day by day, win sessions, win days, hopefully win games, and we'll see where we are in another 2 games' time.
Getting towards the end here, Jono, we won this game without Tim Murtagh. A lot of people thought coming into this we might be weak on the bowling front, yet we've bowled out the side of the second in the table for under 180 twice. We seem to be bowling well as a group of people. Ethan's come in, slotted in brilliantly. I guess Mertz will be in contention next week. It would be hard to leave him out. What's the plans?
Of course, we have bowling stocks that we can use. We're still missing Toby Rowland-Jones and Tom Helm, so we've still got Tom Barber in the second team. You know, we have enough bowlers, and what we'll do is every game we'll look at the conditions that we're playing on, the pitches we're playing on, the teams we're playing against, and we'll deploy the bowlers that we feel that are the best suited for those games to win the games. Simple as that, really. Mertz has been amazing this year. He's just behind James Harris in terms of wickets, but I think he's got 45 wickets at 15 or something. So, yep. You know, obviously he's going to be a major part in what we do over the next few games. So I'm sure he'll be in and amongst the chance of getting back in the squad. So, but yeah, every game we'll look at the conditions and we'll decide accordingly.
Well, Jono, thanks so much for your time. All the best of luck down at Bristol. I hope it goes well.
Thank you.